Good morning, good day, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the first AMA of UNITT in 2025. Everybody seems happy and handsome. Bitcoin is over 100,000 again, and the future is looking bright. So I'm Pekka, I'm the founder and CEO of UNITT, and this evening I've been joined by Jussi, our COO,
Hello.
Mikko Ville, in charge of technology, and Emre Can, our latest and brightest marketing guy. So, yes. So, here's the agenda for the evening. First of all, we are going to have a review of 2024, what we did then. Then we are going to have our big announcement for tonight, and then we are going to go more deeply into the 2025 strategy. So, okay, but for the benefit of those who haven't been with us before, I'm going to tell you a little bit about UNITT. So, UNITT app is a chat-based payment gateway for digital content, users' attention, and AI services. But before we go any further, let's look at a little bit about the reasoning behind UNITT. So currently, publishers and creators have very limited ways to earn money. Basically, they can sell advertising or join subscription-based publishing platform. So basically, they need to set up a paywall to get subscribers with monthly billing. And this is very annoying to most of us. A friend sends you an interesting article, but it is behind a paywall and you can't read it. This goes also with the sort of premium content blogging sites. So all better content, if a content creator wants to earn with the his or her creations, he needs to go to a publishing platform and set up a paywall. And again, all those good articles and good content are behind paywalls. And finally, the current and upcoming AI services are relying also on subscription-based business models to deliver their responses. So if you want to use AI services, like premium AI services, not limited to certain amount of answers or length of questions, then you are going to need to subscribe. But there's the problem. 95% of visitors will never pay for subscriptions. It's worth to remember that there are billions of people without banking and credit cards who can't participate to the digital economy. But there's a huge potential. Goldman Sachs has estimated that the creator economy will grow to almost 500 billion in only 2 years. So before 2027, we are going to see a huge increase in the size of creator economy. But unfortunately, most of this will go to the big platforms who are, reaping the benefits out of many publishers and content creators' content. So how can we move beyond subscription-based business models and let creators earn more money? Well, the answer is tokenization. So we have built the UNITT messaging app just for this. It's a chat-based payment system where creators can sell their content directly to their audiences on a pay-per-view basis. And decentralization means that the content never leaves the creator's own domain. But that's not all. Because tokens can easily go either way, brands and advertisers can buy their audience's attention to their content. This means that we can create an ecosystem where you, the consumer, can earn tokens by watching advertising, and then spend the tokens to buy premium content. Our business model will be very simple. We will charge only a small transaction fee of 2% whenever tokens are transferred between users. This means that the creators can keep 98% of their revenue to themselves, and that is why we believe UNITT app will be a huge success. Okay, so let's move a little bit forward and talk about what we managed to do in 2024. So Mikko Ville, go ahead.
Yeah, so of course, over the past year, we've made significant progress across various areas of the UNITT project. And there are so many updates that we can't go through them all. Also, it would be very boring. But I suspect that the most of the people are interested in the new features and improvements that we've implemented. But I think as a first mention, I would like to say that we successfully implemented the beta testing phase last year with a huge thanks going out to our community members who participated. We received a lot of reports, suggestions, and comments, which have helped us improve the app experience and given us things for our roadmap. So that was like, I think, a major success. And parallel to that, we've, for example, the core features such as messaging and the discovery have been improved. We have added new nice-to-have features such as reactions and replying to messages in the chat. We've added share and send functionalities, so now you can actually share contact details or discovery content directly in the chat, which hopefully help to engage users and help to find what you're looking for and so on to connect people. We've improved bot and AI integration, so it's now even easier to integrate and monetize AI. And as a proof of concept, we also integrated Claude AI in the chat. And that's, of course, something that we want to improve more in the future. In the discovery, which is another major feature in our app, discovery, where you can, if you haven't used our app, it's a marketplace for content. So now users can actually start following content authors, and the content authors can then directly message their followers, which is something that, of course, is in the core of our business thinking, create one-to-one relationships between authors and their followers. And there's a work in progress feature of creating a public author profile page that helps to market your content. And also you can subscribe. In addition to following authors, you can get subscriptions, so you can get notified when your favorite author posts new content. A very sort of a basic feature, but I think it's a core thing to have that. And these, of course, hopefully help to establish a vibrant ecosystem of content distribution and consumption down the road. So you can follow people, they can follow you, you can discuss with them, and so on. We've implemented an in-app purchase feature, which allows users to purchase UNITT tokens directly in the app. That's also a work in progress, but that will hopefully help onboarding to our ecosystem. We've implemented a global notification system and that sort of things to help us contact our users and let them know what's going on. if there are service interruptions or updates or whatever. What else? Of course, we've improved a lot of existing features and a lot of bug fixes, improvements in other areas like onboarding process, deep linking, sharing content from other apps to UNITT. Say you have a video on YouTube, you can now click share and it will use the native sharing functionality on your device to share that to UNITT to chat. Notification handling, and of course we've improved performance and memory optimization and that sort of things, which weren't so important when we started, but now when there's people are using it more and there's more stuff like messages and so on in the app, we want to make sure it runs smoothly and even on a little bit older devices. So that's of course UX improvements and that sort of stuff. So like I said, there's a lot of stuff to cover within a year, but that's a short summary of what we've been up to.
Yeah, that's great. So Jussi, tell us a little bit about the business development side that we managed to do there last year.
Absolutely. So a little bit sort of like point to, and it's important to note that we as a project, we've always sort of looked and approached things with the technology first attitude. So we wanted to make sure that the technology and the concept works and the technology can actually work before we are starting to build a bigger community around it, and especially before we start to ask people money for our project. So that's number one. Going back to sort of like start of 2024, we thought that, or it sort of seemed very much that the bear market was behind us. Crypto prices were up again. Cadena itself was peaking, I think $1.7 in March time. So not only did we think that okay, technology is right now, so we can go we can go public on it. We can sort of like open up the public beta for the wider community to use, which is what Mikko was talking about earlier. We also felt that now is a good time to go after pre-sale. Let's do a pre-sale followed by an ICO, and then take it from there. So our initial focus was very much on the Cadena community. So we started our pre-sale it was May last year. Perhaps the one thing which is then to sort of like noteworthy is that it became evident is that even though the Cadena community is a really positive community, it's been very supporting us greatly. It's simply as an ecosystem, it isn't large enough necessarily to support a project with the ambitions of UNITT. So even though our plan initially was to go for an CEX listing in 2024, we decided to okay, let's take some time and let's spend a little bit more focus. Let's invest more on the marketing to really start to build the community, to really start to ensure that we have big enough community to actually be behind us when we go to the listing, and also that we have the financial firepower and the war chest to support our liquidity and so forth. So that's why our focus now has been on this, community build up and extending beyond just the Cadena community. And Pekka is going to give a little bit more detail about that. But maybe, of course, the biggest piece in all of this puzzle is Emre-Can joining us to lead our marketing efforts in that regard. So Emre-Can has a lot of experience. He's led the marketing for several crypto project launches. So very much looking forward to, very excited of what we are going to do in the next few months to sort of like taking it to the next level. And maybe that's now a good point to hand over back to Pekka to detail on what's actually taking place.
Yeah, thanks, Jussi. So just like Jussi said, during the summer, we are sort of very thankful and grateful for the initial supporters that have been with us, but it seemed a little bit too risky with the financial as you said, firepower and war chest to go to SEX listing directly. So we decided to build more, to concentrate on building more visibility, building a stronger community, and hopefully also with that support the Cadena community at large. I think that the projects, the other Cadena projects, and us, we really need to, we have made a decision to work with this layer one, and its success will be our success, and that's why we want to step up with the effort of increasing visibility to Cadena, and especially, of course, to our project. So what we did during the fall time, the last part of the year, was that we participated in a couple of big events. The first one was the European Blockchain Convention, where we won a place to the final of a startup battle. And it was a very nice event in Barcelona, and who wouldn't want to travel there? And that we made a very nice connections, and was received very well at the competition. Then later on, we were invited to attend the Future Blockchain Summit in Dubai, which is part of a larger, actually I think it's the largest technological event in the MENA region at least, and we secured a spotlight with a demo day presentation there. Again, that was a great opportunity to engage with the different influencers, investors, but also we talked with a lot of centralized exchanges. And this is why we are now ready to make a big announcement. So we have actually set up a date for our centralized exchange listing, and you can see it on your screens right now. So we are going to get listed on the 14th of April. And before that, we are going to continue our pre-sale for 3 months with renewed possibilities and I think very good terms for the investors. So the final pre-sale will be managed so that there will be like when the investors will start vesting of their tokens immediately at the point of the centralized exchange listing, which is a sort of like brackets TGE event for us. We have also made it possible that we can enlarge the participation by offering more payment options. So now you can buy UNITT tokens with Ethereum, the BNB token, and the USDT token. And we believe that this will make it possible to a much larger crowd to participate in the pre-sale and later on in supporting our project as we go further. So that was the big announcement, and now we can go forward. So Emre-chan, I would like to offer you the stage now. Tell us a little bit about our community development efforts going forward.
Sure, thank you so much. First thing first, I would like to thank you all for giving me this opportunity to join the UNITT project. In the past 5 years, I've worked with a lot of different projects, and I can say like I'm so excited for this one, and like I really believe that with our perfect product, we will be successful in the market. And Currently, we're in the marketing efforts and the community development. We are implementing 4 different strategies. But the first thing first, we're going to work with the influencers from the different platforms. So, which means we will have connections with the YouTube influencers, which is the big part in the market currently, and Telegram groups alongside with the communities. And also we are going to work with the TikTokers. So currently when we check the market in the crypto, we're going to see a lot of competition in the market. And especially in the last 3 years, there's a lot of different ICO projects, there's a lot of ideas, and there's a lot of competitions. So in the last 5 years, I've learned that I've experienced it, that the traditional marketing method, unfortunately, is not working anymore in the crypto. So we have to find new things. So when we checked, we saw that the influencer marketing is like working perfectly. So I can guarantee that in the 2025 until the listing day, and also pro listing, like after the listing, you're gonna see the UNITT more on the social medias like Twitter, Telegram, and the YouTube. So you can even see the UNITT on in the channel of your favorite YouTuber. So it's better that like check it more. So about the Telegram community and the Discord community development and user acquisition strategies, we currently, a few days ago, we have launched new airdrop, and then already over 200 people joined our airdrop, and we are planning to make it bigger and bigger. So as of now, we're going to start our videos on YouTube, and like we are going to keep you updated about them. And like we are currently have a connection with the biggest YouTubers around the world. Especially we will be so strong in the Brazilian market, which is the growing market currently and the #1 market, and we will be also active in the Indonesian market alongside with the Turkish market, and the like whole Latin America, Eastern Europe, and the Southeast Asia will be our playground. So technically we will be more visible in the market, and we will be, I hope and I wish that, and I'm also almost sure that we will be successful in this markets. So that's all from the marketing currently. And like if you're not joined the airdrop yet, you can go our Twitter page right now and like join the and like have a chance to earn more UNITT tokens. Thank you.
Thanks, Emre Can, and we will have a question and answer session when we conclude this part of the AMA. So you have the chance to ask more stuff from Emre Can and the rest of the team. So finally, we thought that we would like to talk a little bit about our roadmap for this year, 2025, and beyond. And this is on the mostly on the domain of Mikko Ville. So take it from here, and let's discuss more later.
Sure. So I guess the main thing is that we are planning a UNITT application launch for the second quarter of this year. We will mostly focus on fixing existing features and issues, but we are also in discussion with Kadena to integrate our app with the Kadena's new authentication system called SpireKey, which is very exciting because this would improve the identity model of the UNITT app. It would improve things like onboarding, token transfers, and security. And of course, it would align UNITT app further with Kadena's Web3 ecosystem. We have very good experiences with Kadena's tech, as you can imagine, and also the community support. So we are very hopeful that we can get that under works before we launch, because that will of course involve a lot of refactoring on the onboarding and registration process and so on. So it would be great to do that before we launch. in addition to that, we are planning development for the discovery feature, such as native content creation support. So you wouldn't have to just be stuck with linking like YouTube links and so on in discovery, but you could actually like create your content like articles and upload media directly there. Possibly this would coincide with development of a desktop app version, which is also on the roadmap. We are also planning a native NFT support, which has been requested, and I think that would be great to engage existing NFT creators and also bring a new dimension to our app, not just for images and so on, but any kind of NFT, whatever value they might hold. And of course, we are constantly thinking about integrating our API and smart contracts to in the future support third-party integration, such as the pre-mentioned AI chatbots and services and so on. That's what I have in mind for the roadmap. Please, guys, if I forgot something, make a note or add.
Yeah, thanks, Mikko Ville. So we have a sort of like a lot of exciting opportunities. The SpireKey and developing our own self-sovereign identity model based on perhaps on SpireKey technology will be one huge step forward. And also we were very excited to hear the Cadena's news about the integration of our EVM chains to the Cadena chain web. That would offer a great opportunity for a sort of multi-token future for the ecosystem. And exciting times. So we are very happy at the current situation, and we are looking forward a lot what this year will offer. Okay, so the final part, we have some couple of interesting questions there. So Ashkan asked, what's UNITT's team plan for marketing and advertising? So would you like to add a little bit of your ideas, Emre Can, for
Sure.
how we will go forward with the marketing and advertising part of that?
Sure. Currently, we have already made a deal with over 10 YouTubers, and we're going to start with them. And then 3 of them will be from Brazil, and 3 of them from Indonesia, 2 from India, and 2 from the other countries. So currently, in the first few days, we are planning to launch with the 10 different YouTubers, and they are well-known YouTubers in their countries. And then alongside with it, we're going to also publish a few articles in a few days. And then we will all together inform the community about that and update the community about that. But currently, we're going to work with the influencers and the articles.
Thanks for that. Yeah, so because like our original founding team is mostly European based, Cadena is based in the United States, but the crypto world is international. So we have made a decisive decision with the strategy that we really need to engage the larger community, and that's why we are very happy and excited to work with influencers all around the world to drive this forward. Okay, so there's another question from Pericles. So until the 14th of April, most of the tokens from your first pre-sale period will have been vested as well. Did that play a role for this date? So Jussi, do you have something to say about the tokenomics side of things?
Yeah, absolutely. So that was not not necessarily the driving factor. I think the driving factor was more like, okay, let's give enough time, and especially in the markets where you plan to do something inside a month, and then that month all of a sudden the market might turn against you. So that's why we have effectively a runway that kind of decided on the runway for that. But of course, we want to make sure that those who were there standing with us the first will also have be in a kind of good position. Of course, we know and we trust that pretty much all of the current existing pre-sale buyers will be hodlers. They will be holding. They are not satisfied with any 1x, 2x, 3x or something like that, because UNITT we're building it sort of like much bigger. So it's a sort of like good position to be, at least in from their side as well, is that they those who came the first will also be in the best decision in terms of deciding what they want to do with their UNITT tokens, which we strongly hope and believe that they will decide to hold them. So that's the that's the sort of the main reason behind that date.
Yeah, thanks for that. There's one more technical side of more detailed question here, so maybe Mikko Ville can take this. So Yasin, I hope I'm spelling that right, is asking, is the app supporting all kinds of contents?
Well, that's a broad question, but well, whatever you can link online currently, you can publish it on the app, but of course it's up to the device's built-in browser currently to display that content. Of course, you can share attachments and all kinds of files which you can then forward to other apps to use them. But like I said, in the roadmap, we are planning to also add some type of content creation directly in the app, and hopefully then we can support slowly more and more different kinds of contents and display them without relying only on the native browser. That includes, of course, NFTs, like I mentioned.
Maybe just to add to that, I think in principle, the idea is that UNITT is basically almost like a payment gateway. So barring any device limitations on that, but the answer is yes. The idea is that any type of content, whether it is a video link, already you can share videos. If it plays on the browser, we can do that on UNITT. You can share Google Docs. You can share through that, any types of HTML content and all that. So going forward, we want to also to make sure that we have videos, podcasts, audio files, and all of that. But answer is that yes, and ticking one by one is sort of like all possible types of media that is available. You can share that on UNITT. That's the aspiration.
Yeah, very good. So Mohammed has asked, UNITT app is instant messaging app only chat-based or more like Telegram? That's a good question. So we don't consider ourselves competitors to Telegram or the other instant messaging applications that are already on the market. We think that that UNITT is a chat-based payment system. So chat seems to be the most sort of like go-to technology with user experience, with the AI services and all sort of like upcoming digital services. So we believe that chat is the user experience that will be like most used when we go to smart classes and more forward looking technologies like that. So chat will be the way how we talk with computers in the future. And that's why, even though that UNITT app looks like an instant messaging app at the moment, we believe it's something more. It's a system that you can exchange value in a chat-based environment. So I don't know if that answered the question, but this is how we think about instant messaging and UNITT. So Pericles is asking, is there some kind of strategic partnership between UNITT and Cadena? All the upcoming meme coins and NFT projects that are going to be created on Cadena will need to be promoted somehow. Yes, I don't know, Jussi, would you like to go a little bit further on how we are working with Cadena?
Yeah, so absolutely, there's a partnership in there. So they are supportive. We are Cadena grantee. We're part of the ecosystem, and the team continues to be very supportive of that. And we also take that as a happy. It's a rising tide lifts all boats. So it's a kind of like same principle there as well. So whatever we believe also is that as we expand our community outside of the Cadena, bringing more people in there, that's going to be benefit also for Cadena and vice versa. So there is a formal strategic, like formal relationship between us and Cadena, but then there's also informal with Cadena and all the other Cadena projects in there as well. So we are happy to to support that. Hopefully they will continue to support us and promote us in the same way.
Yeah, very good. So I think we have just about depleted all the questions. So thank you so much for everybody who joined and asked questions. Is there something that you would like to add?
Not from me. LFG.
Everybody is happy and handsome. And at this point, I also want to thank our fifth team member, Juke, who has been working tirelessly behind the scenes, moderating the discussion and making sure that our technology has been working this evening. So thank you for tuning in, asking questions, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all again when we do our next AMA. So thank you and have a nice day.